All right, good morning, cyber traders. Everybody excited on a lovely Tuesday? How's everybody doing? Good to see you all. Good morning. Good morning, Alan. Good to see you, Bonnie. Everybody, Lita. Good to see you all. Welcome back, everybody on YouTube. Welcome and Facebook. Oh my God, you guys are back up online again, huh? Wow. Let me tell you something. Didn't I tell you catastrophes make for opportunities? Look what happened to Facebook yesterday. Closed all day. We talked about it yesterday. We said, listen, what happened on 60 Minutes will only be a catastrophe for any company. Listen, scrutiny, some people say bad publicity is good publicity. But you know what? Listen, he's worth a lot of money. What would he lose? $8 billion. You know what? You know what $8 billion is for someone who makes $100,000. That means he lost like $1,000 bucks. It's like, oh, it was a bad bet. You know what I mean? But you can make it back. But anyway, I just don't know if it's going to trickle down. I know that that whistleblower is going to be coming on, is going to be at Congress, and it could get quite ugly. So, listen. I told you this. I'm not a fan of high-tech stocks. If they start raising interest rates, things look pretty good on that. But what does that do for us? It gives us the opportunity to make money. Now, regarding about something else, if you guys have not noticed, oil. A lot of the oil stocks that we've been trading are doing phenomenal. Energy stocks. I just read my local paper here, and they said that gas, for heating your home is going to go up about maybe 30%. Okay. No shocker, you know what I mean? Oil, like I told you this, a year ago, politics and policies will change the way we trade, and we have to look at it. If you did not go long oil when Biden took office, look how you would have doubled your money already. I mean, just hands down, that's where we're at. I mean, listen, as a trader, can't look at it and say, well, I could have made money this way, could have made money that way. Listen, you have to follow the market, like policy or don't like the policy. This is your business. We're the same party, and we're the party of traders. So, oil going to $85 is saying, could hit 100. You know what? That could happen. Hey, what's funny? Remember last year oil went negative in the first time in history? They were going to pay you to take the oil. How hysterical was that? I think it dropped like negative $20 a barrel. Wasn't that funny? I thought like, what? I'm like, bring it over to my house. And sure enough, look how well it did. So anyway, things change very, very frequently. But let's talk about what's going on. But before we do, remember everybody, today at 4 o'clock, if you're watching YouTube, Facebook Live, please share with your friends. If you're watching us in the room, every week we have an open house to kind of just tell a little bit about everyone about what we do here, why you want to be part of CTU. So, students are always welcome to hear, and we always we always thank you for all to be there to kind of like, support CTU. We're always looking to recruit new traders, but remember, trading is not for everybody, and that's not a bad thing. I always say that all the time. Now, what happened yesterday, well, obviously today what today is. If you're a gold and platinum student, we have phase 3 that's going on today. So we're going to be trading for 3 days. You already accomplished phase 1 and phase 2. This only applies to students. Today, I will be taking over, and we'll be taking everything you've learned and put into the test into the market. I know Josh talked about some pretty cool things. He talked about computer setup. A lot of people want to know that. We talked about platforms. Listen, this is like half the failure rate. The best and the worst times to trade, we're going to talk about that. That's why we trade in the first hour and the last hour. He talked about the building method, the discipline, understanding the trader's psychology about it. I know it was a great class. If you missed it, it's been recorded. And if you're planning on taking a course, we do these classes, they're live every month. You can always review the recording, whatever you missed, if you're a student or if you're looking to be a future student of CTU. But remember, let's go into the market and see what's going on. There's obviously a couple of things that are moving this morning. But before we do that, I want to cover what happened yesterday. So we know what happened over the weekend. So we know about Facebook, right? So there was a couple of the stocks also that took some pretty big hits. We had, what do we had? We had hold on, let me just bring everything up here. So I had on my watch list. What do we had? We had where are we? We had the ride. We had a couple of stocks that took big hits. We had what was the stock that we traded? Which one was it? What was the stock? Oh, AMP. That's what it was. Duh. The AMPY. Okay, so AMPY took a huge correction yesterday due to what happened about the oil spill in California. Now, I'm shocked. I mean, a lot of us remember what happened with what's it called? BP, you know, the oil company, what happened in Louisiana, that stock got destroyed. Listen, they did a really nice job. They cleaned it, did whatever they can. But sure enough, you know, well, listen, the good thing about oil, it floats. You ever take oil and vinegar, you shake it up, it always goes to the top. So they're able to get rid of it. But unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit of a cleanup. It's just a sad thing that happened. But I was actually shocked because the stock really wasn't, you know, wasn't expensive stock, you know. So, but they did take a lot of heat about it. We did have a nice little push yesterday. You could see it here on the stock right here when it opened up. Had a nice push from 230, ran all the way to about 360. Once again, you're pissed off at them, whatever they did, whatever it may be, doesn't mean you still can't trade it and, you know, make money on the bounce. And that's what would happen with that one right there. Let me just change this off the banner. Some people in the cyber group room are just saying it's let me just stop showing that for you guys. Oop. All right, there we go. All right, let me just take that off so you guys don't have to see that on YouTube. All right, where are we? So I just want to bring up one last thing here. All right, there we go. You guys don't see the screen. Yep, I know that. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Let me bring it up. There we go. There we go. AMPY. You guys see it okay? Sorry about that, guys. All right, so we got this. Good, perfect. All right, so anyway, so we got this was one of the stocks that was a pretty nice little cleanup. We had a nice little bounce on this one yesterday. If I bring up the 2-day chart on this one, so I know you guys on the room missed it, but you can see how the stock took a huge correction from that 570 all the way down here to about $2.50. You know, it was on the watch list in the morning. It had a nice little pop, and then right around that 9 o'clock, you know, remember there are 3 times in pre-market where we do most of our trading. There's, well, obviously, there's the move at 8 o'clock in the morning. There is one at 7:30, which, you know, it's kind of difficult to trade, you know, depending on your experience. But you have the 8 a.m. move, you have the 8:30, and you got the 9 a.m. So that stock made a really nice move at that 9 a.m. Move right there. So that one did pretty well. So let's move this back here to normal, and let's go through the watch list. So you had that one right there that did pretty well, and there were a couple other ones. It wasn't a great day. You know why? Because it was Monday. And you know why it wasn't a good day? Because it was the first day of the pay period. And that was one of the it was the first day. I mean, we thought Friday was the first day to pay period. Technically, Monday is. But I love this month because we're going to start on a Monday, and we're going to end on the end of the month on a Friday, right? Is that right? Yes. The 29th is a Friday, so it'll be an official end of the month. So we got nice 4 weeks. And don't forget, on-site, you guys, I'm looking forward to seeing you coming up. So if you haven't registered yet for on-site students, you know, I know we still got a couple of seats if you guys want to join in. If you can't, I know COVID, some of you didn't make it, but you could always go back and you could always, you could always do the webcast. All right, let's go through the watch list and see what we got going on right here. Hold on, I got so many monitors, I can't keep up with my screens. So we had this one stock this morning that made a big pop this morning, this stock, MARPS. Now, I like this stock because it's building a Fausto flag. And you can see it right here. The stock's got a nice little push. It came back down. It had a nice move right around 7 a.m. You could see that right there. Had a really nice move right here. And then she backed off. I don't know what the hell this is all about. And then obviously we're testing some resistances level right here. There's a really big iceberg order out there on that offer. So if the guy gets done at 850, it looks pretty good. But, you know, if you look here long term, there's another big iceberg on level 4, and he's probably the program trading that's kicking in right here around. Look at that. You notice it's right below $9. It's not at 8. You know, at 9, it's at 8.98. So anyway, that's a pretty big resistance level. It got pretty close there, and then obviously it backed off. So that is a major hurdle. It's got to break it. And listen, when you break through the roof, we know what happens. There's no resistance. All right, we covered that in class. USEG is another one that came up on my watch list. It's the second biggest percentage gainer. Now, I don't know what story with this stock. It's kind of like, you know, I like what it did yesterday. I mean, his stock just gapped up pretty big, but she's kind of crappy right now. You know, she kind of like died. She hasn't moved since 7 o'clock this morning. Listen, you guys remember this, fellow traders. We traded the stock not too long ago. This stock went from like $4 to $8. Okay, that was back on July 14th. You remember that. Go back to your journals. We traded again back in January 2028. Stock ran from 4 to almost, once again, close to that $9 price range. So it can move. So we're going to put it on the watch list. It could be a long shot, but we'll see how it works out. OCGN's another one. We're going to keep a close eye on it. Stock had a nice little push. She just backed off right here. She's got some support levels on 710. So I'm going to hold off and see if that buyer out there I see on level 4 is going to hold it. But if it doesn't, end of story. Another one that came on our watch list was this one, TISI. You know, the stock gapped up pretty big. It's up at 11%. It's got good volume, but another thing, she's trending down. You know what I mean? She's trending down. So I'm not, once again, I'm not a really big fan of it. And what does that really tell me? It looks like a crappy day so far, and I really hope it's not, because sometimes you always find stocks that will open up in the market. But as of right now, as I was watching, going through the percentage gainers and the losers, because, you know, that's where we find our stocks, you know, I didn't find anything with good spreads, good tier sizes, good volume, you know, pretty much none of that stock, you know, other than here. Look, Boyle, you know, so we talked about this the other day. A lot, you know, swing trading. There's a couple of big stocks that are moving regarding on that front of the line of the stocks to trade. But as some of the most active, I mean, you remember Ride. I was going to throw Ride on there, but Ride's got a nice support levels right around here, around 470. You know, I'll throw that on the watch list. You know what? She did go up a little bit. We traded Ride. We did pretty well with it. I made some good money with it. By the way, tip of the day, if you trade a stock and you lose more than 3 times and it is a good moving stock, even if somebody in the trading room did well, do not trade on it because you're going to try to get even. This stock got the best of me, and I will admit, Engine, we traded it yesterday. I lost 3 times on it, and I should have learned my lesson a couple of days ago. I did, and the problem is I traded way too many shares of it, which, once again, you got to be careful because that also could put a little fear in you. But this stock, like I said, Engine was a nice stock yesterday. Just some things just, you know, you just can't catch ahead of it. You could see I had a nice move from 315 all the way to 360, and she kept coming out. A lot of shakes right here. And you don't want to be involved in that. But I'll tell you, I really don't see that much out there. Bonnie says, I won't trade Nikola for that reason. Hey, you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, Bonnie. You know, Nikola. NKLA. You know, the problem with Nikola, by the way, has got some pretty support levels. But you know what? She's not going anywhere. You know, she's not going anywhere. You know what? I'm going to tell you a funny story because then we got to go. I got to get ready for class. But yesterday, I went shopping for a new car, and my lease is up on my BMW, and one of my really good friends actually owns one of the largest BMW dealerships on here in New York. And we were talking about, I was like, should I hold off for the electric car? Should I just get another one? And you know what he told me? He says, you know, Fausto, we're not there yet. First of all, they got to find out what they're going to do with all these batteries, okay, when they go bad in 6 years. And he's saying, you know what, we got about maybe 3 years. So I would, and plus they're so expensive right now. Like to get an electric BMW, the one I want is like $25,000 more than just a regular BMW. Well, yeah, about $20,000 more. He says, wait a minute, we're getting there. We're getting there, but we're not there yet, you know? So just give you guys a heads up on it. But he did tell me, and this is where the oil companies definitely screwed us. Hydrogen obviously was the way to go, and that's what basically Nikola is. You know, that the hydrogen engines are, you know, pretty much the right way to go. So anyway, so obviously oil companies, pharmaceutical companies, you know, let's not hold it against them, but you know, at the end of the day, let's just trade them. But it didn't work too well for Nikola. But we made a fortune on that stock, you know, and I'm not planning on giving it back. So anyway, let's get back to class. So if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook Live, we'll be back here at 2:30, and don't forget, we'll be back at 4 o'clock. We're going to do a class, so just click on it, register. We'll be live on YouTube. Or you can always like us and friend, just do a trial. Cyber Group members, I'll see you in class. Josh and Rich will be controlling the room while I'll be teaching in class. If you want to get in the room, just talk to the education advisor. We'll see you then. And don't forget, you see something, you say something in the room. Remember, this is a trading room, not a teaching room. So let's go out there and trade and make some money today. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading and be safe.